Hey, Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakodash, the ones of the apostles of great millstone, and Shalom to brothers and highways and byways doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are found in that number. All right. So as the sign says, bad times ahead, and the majority of our people, who this is really going out to, the majority of our people don't give a damn whether or not they're being foretold or being warned about the bad times ahead. Okay? And the times that we're talking about are times that have not been on the planet before, in such a manner of which things are going to go down. Or I should say, these people have never experienced them before. Okay? There's always this notion here in Babylon that, a bad day comes, but we always see it through. We always get over it. All right? But the bad tidings that we're talking about are going to be on a mass grand scale. And nobody's going to be able to stop these bad times that are coming, man. Nobody. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay? If you don't measure the time that you're living in, you're not going to be able to navigate, through these bad times. And all in all, man, if you of the hope for the elect, and you have been predestinated to be delivered, then those are the Lord's program. That's the Lord's program. But for all you scoffers and non-believers who are gonna ride this non-belief wave until the missiles come, we clearly understand and see you do not measure these times that we're living in. It's always a big joke when it comes to the brothers in the highways and byways doing the work and pushing this word. It's always a big joke. I had watched the episode of Kevin Samuel. I never really seen the cat before, but I watched a couple of little shows while I was driving. And, you got these women who are always talking about, dealing with men making six figures. I mean, that really means some shit to people. But when we tell you that the Lord come back to destroy this place, that don't mean anything to you. Because you non-believers, the Lord has blinded you. You're talking about six figures. But all that being said, measure thou the time diligently yourself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, open it up, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest shall begin to visit the world in which he made. Right. So we have been given signs, okay? We have been given tokens. We have been given prophecies. We have been given scriptures to put this together, to measure. Okay? We now use these tools as a measuring stick to determine what's next, man. To determine how to move. Okay? And these moves that we make are all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We do nothing of our own accord. Okay? This is Matthew 24 and 1. Because the Lord said he had left tokens, right? And it says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Okay? Because there's going to be an end of a rulership. There's going to be an end of a certain group of people who's on top. Okay? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Okay? Take heed that no man deceive you. In the process of taking heed that no man deceive you is also measuring the time. You know? And it says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. You see? That is one of the key tokens that the Lord has given us. We shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right? Now, one would say, oh, they've been talking about rumors of wars for many years, for years now. You're right. But now you have to now measure the time and also filter it through the scriptures. And once you filter it through the scriptures, you're going to see that, wait a minute, there's earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, there's insurrection of the people. There's insurrection of the people. Okay, there's rumors of wars. There's a type of pestilence that's going on. All right, all these ingredients now give you better understanding that, wait a minute, now we're in those last times. Now we're in the time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. Okay? So this is some of the key tokens that the Lord has given us, man. And it says, verse 6, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So measuring the time, we're going to see that there's going to be an RFID microchip fully implemented. It's here, but they haven't fully implemented this thing. Okay? This pestilence, which we know as C19, okay? It's out here. It's here. Whether it's a fluke or not, it's still by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And if they're using this C19 to push whatever other, wicked left-hand side agenda that they have to inoculate you or what have you, and that's part of that pestilence, man. Okay? And it says, but the end is not yet. Why? Because there are still prophecies that have to take place. And this is why the end is not yet. The Lord will never be a liar, man. He will never be a liar. Continuing on. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. You see how all these are now coming at one time? And this is why the Lord said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So once again, the baseline is what? Measuring the time diligently in itself. This is the baseline. And this is what's going to keep you honest through the Spirit. Desiring to read more, desiring to make sure you're up on the current events. We could sit back and just say, hey, we're going to wait for the Lord to come and get us. But you know what? This is fun, man. It becomes fun to a certain extent where now you're seeing these things. You want to get more articles. You want to listen to more, so-called videos out there. And these devils, making certain statements. We putting two and two together. We are the hopeful elect. We hear something. We read something. We filter through the scriptures. As it is written, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Okay? All these, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we better be ready, man. And as verse 9 tells you, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. All right. So we on the ball here, understanding that we got to measure the time and know what's happening, know what's going on around us, being circumspect. This is the book of Revelation 1 and 3. It says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." You see? For the time is at hand. And the time that it is at hand is the majority of these prophecies starting to come to pass. The Lord's starting to make his move. The angels starting to show themselves throughout the heavens. You know? Everything is being made manifest now, man. And the time is at hand. So you don't want to find yourself, deciding once you see, a couple buildings drop or, some major catastrophe go down. Now you want to start being diligent. Now you want to start measuring the time. The Lord said, "Seek ye the Lord before the evil days come, while the evil days come not." Okay? But know with a surety, the time is at hand. You can't just think that you're going to just, hear the prophets, see the prophets, and not believe the prophets. Everything's going to come to a head, man. Everything's going to come to a head. And you people out there, you're going to come to the realization that, wait a minute, these men are the men of the Lord, and they were correct. Okay? What's this? Where we are here? Okay, that's Matthew 24. Read that. And this is, I believe this is 2 Kings 6. And I'll start at you start at 20. I'll start at 25. And it says, "And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee?" And that was pretty much, that's the point I want to make right there. Because you people know, when you hear, when we profess ourselves to be the servants and the prophets of the Lord, and at some point in time, Yahweh Shai Shai is going to give us that spiritual power. But in certain cases that are going to be, coming up, you people are going to be looking to us, for asking us for help. But wait a minute. If the Lord isn't going to help you, when's we can't save you. We cannot save you. So your actions are going to determine what the Lord does for you, man. And I'm speaking to those non-believers out there primarily. Because you non-believers, you are just going to be a non-believer until the day the Lord destroys this place. Okay? And I'm going to finish reading this story because this is one of my favorite stories. In verse 27. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she has hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes and passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth with upon his flesh. Okay, so these is once again, this during the ancient time has taken place, but in this time period, you people, a lot of you people are going to experience this very same thing, cannibalism, going back to eating your dead children, dead bodies. You see, this is how grievous it's going to be around here. And a lot of you people who are choosing not to be, in the loop or measure the time, you're going to fall victim to a lot of these troubles that are coming, man. As it is written in the book of Matthew, all these are the beginning of sorrows. And these are those sorrows that are going to come upon you, man. You know it's bad. You know it's bad when you got to turn and eat your child, or eat the dead body of your child. You know it's bad, man. Okay? So be mindful for us who are of the hopeful elect and who truly believe and have faith. Be very mindful, man. We're going to start experiencing and start seeing a lot of shit that, our eyes have never seen before. Primarily, people taken in great number. People feasting on their children. All right. So with that, I'm going to end it right there. But Lord willing, I'll see you brothers in another show. And once again, be mindful of measuring the time. I say shalom.